Hey y'all, welcome. Why the fuck did I sound like that?
Hello stranger, it's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way, just got in town, and I won't let humans cry.
Oh my god, my salt lamp! What happened? Anyway, hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new, and girl, if you are new, where the fuck have you been? Like, where have you been? I've been waiting for you to come find my channel so we can hang out. Today's video is going to be my yearly Q&A, and y'all did not hold back. I did that little like anonymous asking poll because I just feel like you guys, not the poll, you know what I'm talking about, like that little like anonymous website that y'all go on and you can basically ask me questions through there. I just personally feel like you guys are way more comfortable asking me questions on there because it's anonymous, like you don't know who it is. So we did that. You guys did not hold back, not even for a second. I wasn't surprised. So yeah, girl, it's just gonna be like a comfy, cozy video. Go ahead and get in your robe, get your wine, get your snacks, get your Starbucks. I went up to the window and I ordered it. The guy was like, welcome to Starbucks. And I was like, yo, if I don't get greeted like that every time I come here, I'm gonna be highly disappointed. Before we get into it, or else we're gonna get ready with me because we're at my vanity. I don't know if you can tell, but we're at my vanity. So we're gonna be doing a get ready with me today, girl, okay? And I just wanna know, do you guys like, so for me personally, I don't really watch YouTube videos, I listen to them. So for me personally, I don't really care about what the video looks like or anything like that. So my question is, do you guys like a green screen, kind of like Nikki Glamour does type video where she has like the green screen in the back? Do you like those types of videos, or do you like the videos where it's like kind of more like a homey background, like with my plants and my salt lamp if it was on, and my candles and stuff like that? Just let me know, because I'm gonna be working on like really revamping everything this year when it comes to my channel. So yeah, girl, go ahead, sit back, relax, and let's get down into this Q&A. All right, I screenshotted my favorite responses and we're just gonna get right into it. Coming in hot and heavy, do you miss the D after being celibate for so long? Sometimes, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes, oh, I have to do my skincare. Sometimes I really do miss being active. I'm a Pisces, and if you don't know, people always say that it's Scorpios that have like the highest like sex drive and all that. I call BS. It's gonna be Pisces for sure, 100%, girl. And when I am in a relationship and you know, everything's going good, I enjoy being active every day, unless it's that time of the month. Sometimes even on that, but like, no, for real, like I am a very active girl when it comes to yeah. But the thing is too is that I have to have an emotional and mental connection with you before I do anything. So like, I am not the type of girl that like, does that on the first date or the first time you meet me. And that's not to say that if you do that, that's a bad thing. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that for me personally, I don't like to, like, I don't do friends with benefits, I don't do situationships, I don't do like hookup culture. Because for me personally, like, I'm 28 years old, I'm gonna be 29 next month, I'm a grown-ass woman, I'm a single mom, I own my own business. Like, the fuck do I look like Netflix and chilling? Like, no. And also I feel like with a guy, when you assert your boundaries from like day one, they really don't have time to like play with you. Like, don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Like, seriously, I'm not the one. Because like, you tell them your boundaries and you're like, hey, oh, okay, I thought this shit is so good. It's called snail mucin. I hopped on the TikTok trend and I got it. I absolutely fucking had to. Are you kidding me? You tell a guy like your intentions like from the jump, in my opinion, it saves you a lot of time wasted, right? Weeds the bad man out, keeps the good men in. But for me personally, like, I do miss it sometimes, but it's not something that like I need, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I only really like doing it if I'm in a relationship or if I'm getting serious with somebody. I don't just like casually hook up. So I guess for me personally, because I've been practicing intentional, like, what I give my body intentionally, like, it's only like if we have like a connection, and if I see shit going somewhere, I guess because since I've been practicing that for such a long time, that it's not like too hard for me, if that makes sense. But I'm not gonna lie, your girl has needs and sometimes I miss it. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, why am I gonna lie to y'all? That's literally so stupid. Like, I'm gonna tell the truth. Yeah, sometimes. But the thing is that after the first couple months is like always the worst, especially if you were like in a relationship and you're used to being active a lot. But to be honest, after like that first 2 months is up, it really is not that bad. It's really not that bad. And the thing is too is like you gain a respect for yourself. Like when you're celibate, you really gain this respect for yourself where it's like, I don't want to just give my body to anybody. I've spent all this time growing, learning, changing, learning about myself, spending time with myself, dating myself again. And last thing you want to do is give someone's dusty, crusty, busty, musty, rusted ass son your body, especially after you spent such a long time. Y'all, trust the process. Don't come for me with my brows, okay? Trust the process. I also have times where like I miss being in a relationship, y'all. Like contrary to popular belief, I know that I'm like really good at being alone, but like I also love being with somebody. Like I feel like when you are in a relationship, there's just this like constant level of comfort that comes with it, where it's like if you have a bad day at work or something goes wrong, you know that you always have that one person that's gonna like listen to you, care for you, love you, appreciate you. Like after a long day of work, of course I miss coming home and having somebody there. Of course I miss, you know, watching movies and going on dates. Like, of course I missed that stuff, but at the same time, I wanted to be with the right person because I am so heavy dead set on, like, the next man that comes into my life is going to be my husband. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or fucking buts about that shit. Like, the next man, come hell or high water, is going to be my freaking husband. Well, if that's the man that God had sent for me, of course. Not if it's, yeah. So, to answer your question, I hope that answers it. Definitely, but when you get on the celibacy journey, you just gain a whole shit ton of respect for yourself. So I do, but then it's like, it's easy for me to kind of like get over it, if that makes sense. All right, let's go to the next question. Next question is, how did you get over watching your ex give the next girl everything you wanted on a platter of gold? I was there for him when he had no one, yet he treated me like trash. So you guys, if you don't follow like my Instagram, you definitely should. Even if you don't have an Instagram, I suggest just making one because I go live a lot. And we were just talking about this on my live last night. And depending on if it's a narcissist or not, because I've had a lot of experiences with narcissists, but let's just take that word out of it because I feel like it's just so overused these days. When a man moves on directly after y'all two were in a relationship, it's because he has an issue with being alone. He either has like demons from his past that he has yet to confront, or he has trauma that he has yet to get help for, seek therapy for, or just work through. You don't have to do therapy. There's a lot of options out there if you don't have access or if talk therapy is just not working for you. That's fine. But when a man moves on with a girl directly after you guys were in a relationship, trust and believe that all that glitters is not gold. When you have to jump from relationship to relationship to relationship and you can't even have one season of singleness, this goes for women too, y'all ain't exempt. That means that you have a lot of pent up things and trauma and shadows that you need to work on, because you should be able to have a season of singleness. Like, a season of singleness is really important for you to grow and reflect and to learn and to gain knowledge and experience. That way when you go into other relationships, you don't repeat those same mistakes and you get to just know yourself so much. Like, if you struggle with being single, you have literally the rest of your damn life to be in a relationship. Like, really just take that time to kind of like pour into yourself. I have definitely been there where I in love with somebody and I loved them so much, and you know, I wanted it to be me. Like, I wanted it to be me. I wanted them to give me that love, that time and attention. And then we break up and it's like he's off with the next girl right away, and they're posting and they're going on dates and they're, you know, they look so happy and so cute. But best believe if that man is treated you bad. If it's a man who's like a good man, that's a different story. But if it's a man who treated you bad like you say he did, trust and believe all that glitters is not gold. Social media is a damn facade. That shit is not real. People just post what they want to post to maintain their image. And especially if it's like a narcissistic man or a man who's just a piece of crap and doesn't that was asked from his elbow, they have an image to maintain. They want people to always think they're the good guy. They want people to always think that they are Mr. Perfect. They do no wrong. They're the one that gets hurt. They don't hurt anybody else. So in order to do that, they have to maintain an image of having a perfect relationship. But best believe if he treated you bad, he's treating her the same way and probably 10 times worse. He's just posting it because he has an image to maintain. I hope that makes sense. Trust and believe that it is not all that it's cracked out to be. They probably aren't even happy. He's taking everything that happened in your relationship, the relationship before that, the relationship before that, and he's transferring all of that pain onto her. So honestly, if I were you, I would thank God that a bullet was dodged, because if you were with him and he treated you like shit, he would still be treating you like shit. And, you know, never let your boyfriend keep you from your husband. Ever, ever, ever. We've seen it happen with Kourtney Kardashian. We've seen it happen with Cassie. She was with Diddy for how long? Never got a ring, never got a commitment. Met a man directly after that. Now she has a family. She has the ring. She has like a really good life because she decided, I want better for myself. And the second that you decide you want better for yourself, you have to break up with that past version of yourself who allowed toxic people, things, and experiences into your life. Like, if you want good things in your life, you have to believe that you're worthy of it. And there's no way that you could feel worthy of good experiences if you're with a man who makes you feel unworthy every single day of your life. There just is absolutely, those things do not add up at all. Like, it is literally impossible. So if I were you, I would thank God, thank the universe, thank whatever you freaking believe in, girl, the high heavens above, that this man is now out of your life, because now you have all of this new, you have all this new energy to bring in, girl. Are you kidding me? You could start over, get a new life. Like, it's, trust me, it's a blessing in disguise. So that is my answer to that. That's how you, get over it. And also, stop stalking him on social media. And listen to me when I freaking say this. I used to be that girl who had burner accounts, okay? I used to stalk my ex. I would stalk my ex's new girl. Like, I was that girl. And then one day I woke up and I was like, this is a mental illness. Like, this is 100% a mental illness. Like, why am I sitting here stalking his account? That's not going to help me get over him. The thing you have to realize is that with social media stalking, it's like ripping open a wound, like time and time and time again, right? So you keep checking their page, you keep checking their page, you keep just thinking, okay, well, I'm just going to check it today, and then starting tomorrow I'll stop, or I'm just going to check it, you know, 2 times a day instead of 5 times a day. And then before you know it, you have not accomplished not one of your goals, because all you're doing is sitting there and stalking your ex. He's moving on. He's moving on. He's not checking for you. He's not asking about you. He is moving on with his life, and that is that. And then you're sitting there and you're hurt and you're upset because you keep picking at this scab instead of just letting the Band-Aid go over and letting that shit heal. You keep picking at it. So it's like, no wonder you can't move on. Look at your method. Look at the equation. Like, sometimes you have to switch up the variables. And I'm not judging, girl, because listen, I have been there. Like I said, I've been that girl, and that's why I'm able to come on here and I'm able to talk to you guys and I'm able to give you advice, because I've been that girl too. Like, I've done it, you know? There's so many people who come on here and they act like they're so much holier than thou. They'll come on here and be like, well, this is how I got to where I am. And this is how I did what I'm doing. And, you know, if you do this, you're pathetic, and X, Y, and Z. And it's like, girl, not all of us had the same childhood. Not all of us had the same, like, life lessons. Like, some of us learn later on, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like when it comes to, like, my channel, the reason... My cat is, ripping the couch right now, and he just scared the shit out of me. It sounded like somebody was literally standing on, what's that paper that you pop? What's that shit that you pop? I don't know. But anyway, the reason why I think that, like, so many people think I'm, like, relatable and they like my content is because I talk about how I also was that girl too. I don't come on here holier than thou being like, oh, look at me, like, I'm gonna give you all this advice, but I've never actually been through what the fuck you've been through. Like, no, like, I'm gonna be like, yo, I've been through that shit, so I understand, and this is how I got over it. And I think that you can too. And sometimes it does come from a place of tough love, but that's because I'm kind of talking to, like, my past self while I'm talking to y'all. But I promise it's always love and acceptance. Like, it's never judgment. Like, we're Planet Fitness over here. We're judgment free, okay? But no, for real, like, you keep picking at this wound and then you wonder why you're not healing. You have to leave it where it's at. I'm telling you right now, like, delete the burner account, stop checking in on him. And also the thing is too that so many people don't talk about. When you are stalking somebody on social media, you are giving them your power. You are energetically giving them all of your energy and all of your power. And why would you want to give so much power to a man who treated you so bad? Or why would you want to give so much power to his new girlfriend? Like, don't you want to give that power back to yourself and literally like take your power back? Like, I promise it's going to feel literally so much better. So I'm telling you, girl, just delete the burner account. You could start today and go forward through there. So I hope that answered your question. But girl, I've been there. I was there this time last year. Literally, trust me, if you guys saw my breakup story time, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So no judgment here, but I'm just telling you what I personally would do. Third question is, have you ever gotten into a fist fight? No. So thank God, like, well, let me just knock on like everything in the world, because knowing me, I'm gonna say that, and I'm actually going out tonight, so yeah. But no, personally, I have never put my hands on anybody. The closest I've ever gotten to a fight was a story time where I said I fought my best friend, but I technically didn't fight her. I just pushed her into a TV. But best believe if she got back up and was trying to knuck and buck with me, I would have. But I just personally am really not like a fighter. Like, I just feel like with me, I'm really good with my words. I'm really good at articulating myself. I'm really good at saying what I mean and meaning what I say. And I have the intelligence to sit there and tell you about how I'm feeling and why I'm feeling it. And if I'm escalating, like if I feel like it is escalating to a point where I'm getting angry or my emotions just aren't being taken seriously, then I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna take a break, and we can revisit this conversation later. What so many people don't realize is that people who often fight a lot, like physically fight, and I'm not talking like high school, like we don't even have our prefrontal cortexes fully developed yet. So like high school and stuff, like it's totally understandable. I get why people do it. It's a thing. But if you're like in your mid to late 20s and you're still out there in these streets fighting, stop it, get some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
I'm sorry, but that is so embarrassing. It's not cute. Like, do you see how much I pay for my nails? You think I'm gonna be fighting people out here? No. First of all, I can annihilate you with my words. I don't even have to try. I don't even have to cuss. I will just sit there and I will tell you about yourself head to toe if you really want to go there. I don't need to fight. Like, I don't need physical violence. I could just tell you how I feel. Like, my words cut deep, y'all. That's why when I get like upset and I feel myself getting to that point, I will walk away. I'll ask for space. I'll be like, you know, can we revisit this conversation later? Because I don't ever want to make somebody feel bad. But sometimes people just push it too far. But no, girl, I've never been in a physical fight. Honestly, I just feel like people who, at this grown age, if you're still fighting, it's because you have no emotional regulation. You need to go to a therapist and unpack that somewhere. This isn't a question, but somebody said, you're fine like wine, but no one needs to tell you that. You already know your confidence is everything and you're that bitch. Love you. Keep being an inspiration. Thank you so freaking much. That makes me so happy when you guys just like compliment me and, you know, send me sweet messages. It really means the world to me. So seriously, thank you so much to whoever sent that, and you are that bitch too, period. You guys want some tips on like being confident? Let me know, because I can make a video. I do have a podcast on it. If you go in the link in my bio, it says like links to my podcast, and you can find my podcast on there. And if you're new, I have a podcast. It's called Sis Let's Heal. It's a personal development podcast. Take a shot for every time I say fucking podcast. Okay, the next question is, how is your mental health? How is your love life? Love you so much. Hope you had a great Christmas. And the question after that directly correlates with it, and it's asking about if I'm interested in dating anybody right now. So we can give that a quick rundown. Short answer, I am getting there mentally, if that makes sense. My therapist and I have been working very hard on just, I don't know, like trying to get me back to where I once was. And it's been working. I'm going to be getting evaluated for ADHD, but unfortunately the place I want to go to, they don't have any openings till spring, but like I'm pretty sure that I have it. Like I'm 89, 99, 100% sure I probably have it, because there's just too many coincidences. But I'm basically trying to learn how to have balance in my life. I feel like when it comes to my life, you know, I'm a single mom. I wear a lot of hats. I do a lot of stuff. And I feel like it's either my home life is really together, but then my career, like my home life is really good with like my daughter and my house, and you know, things are clean and organized and everything's great, but then it's like my personal life slips up a lot. Like, you know, I stopped going to the gym, I don't really hang out with friends, I don't make time for myself, I don't take care of myself, and that's not good. Or it's like my personal life is going great, but then it's like my career life and my home life is fucking falling apart. So I'm trying really hard to find that balance and trying to accumulate, just living a healthy lifestyle where it's like all buckets are filled, but not one is not filled over the other, if that makes sense. You know, certain things really help. Like I got this habit tracker. I'll put it in the link. It's actually free, but it basically keeps you on track. You know, like I'll put on there that I want to meditate, I want to drink more water, I want to take vitamins or go for a walk. And then eventually after a certain amount of time of doing that, it's supposed to just become like second nature. So that's been helping. Getting outside has helped so much. It doesn't matter if it's raining, snowing, whatever. I bundle up and I go take like a 15-minute walk every single day because it just helps so freaking much. It helps with mental health. You know, there's all these places that don't really get much snow and like bad cold weather, like Florida and places like that. It is literally proven through statistics that they are happier because they get more vitamin D. I've been trying to get outside, going to the gym, getting that serotonin, you know, that dopamine kick, and it's been a lot better. As far as my dating life, I have so much work to do on myself, and it's sad because I really thought, like, girl, I really thought this year was going to be the year that I found the love of my life. Could be, but for like right now, like the next like 6 months, I am putting all of my focus into me because I'm realizing that I have commitment issues, not with men, but with like life, like my YouTube channel. I never finish anything that I fucking start. I always say I want to do this, this, and that, but I never actually do it. I never follow through with what I say I'm gonna do. I never follow through with my ideas or my plans or anything like that. And it's like, girl, if you can't even commit to your fucking goals, what makes you think that the love of your life is gonna come in? Like, what makes you think that the universe is gonna bring you the love of your life and the man that you're supposed to be with forever when you can't even commit to starting that side business you wanted to start, or you can't even commit to posting consistently on a channel? Like, if you can't even commit to your damn self, what makes you think that you're ready for a commitment with a man? Like, so many of us think that just because we say we're ready for love, that we're actually ready. But in all actuality, it's like our mental health is a mess, our freaking life is a mess, we can't get our shit straight, we don't do what we're gonna say, we can't follow through with anything, we're flaky, late, like, I'm talking about myself. So it's like, what makes you think God is going to give you the love of your life when you're acting like that? He's not. You're not ready. So I realized, like, for the first time in a long time, that I really do have commitment issues when it comes to anything in my life, and that I need to change that. Like, it's not a good thing. So until that gets, you know, settled and I feel like I'm on the right track, I'm not ready to date. I'm not ready. No, I'm just not ready. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I think when you force yourself to do something for the sake of getting out there, for the sake of running out of time, or like your body clock, right? I feel like what you do is you set yourself up for failure because you know you're not ready, but you're trying to force yourself because of societal pressure from friends, from family. Like, are you kidding me? Do you know how many people are like so worried I'm gonna end up alone for the rest of my life? My friends be trying to set me up all the time, and I'm like, no, because I'm not ready. And if I'm not ready, why am I gonna put a man through who could potentially be a really good guy? Maybe he could be the one for me when I'm ready. Why am I gonna put him through heartache because I'm not ready? Like, no, I refuse to bleed on anybody who didn't cut me, okay? Even if they did cut me, I don't fucking bleed on them. I internalize that shit, take it in with myself, have a conversation with myself, and move past it. I'm not gonna make anybody pay for the mistakes of like my ex, you know? And I'm also not all the way healed, and like, I don't think you're never going to be 100% healed, because if you're 100% healed, that means that you're at your finish line when it comes to life and when it comes to learning. As humans on this earth, we're always learning, we're always growing, we're always experiencing, and we learn through our mistakes. We learn through our trials and errors. And if you are done making mistakes, that means you know everything and you're finished, and it's your time to go back to God, right? And it's not my time to go back to God. I have so much more that I got to do. But I, of course, am always going to be healing, but I feel like I'm not healed enough yet to be with a healthy man. If someone were to ask me right now everything that I wanted in a man, I don't know. I really could not tell you because my type has changed. What I want from a man has changed. My expectations and standards have gone up. So I really would need to sit down with myself and like write things down of like what I'm looking for, qualities I want him to have, you know, things that maybe I lack in that he doesn't lack in and could teach me in. Like, I don't really know what I'm looking for. So for the time being, no. Of course, if someone comes up to me, if I'm like out somewhere and they want to get to know me, of course I'll get to know them, but it's on the basis of this is just a friendship because right now I'm the most important thing in my life and I'm working on me, and like I'm in reconstruction right now. So I hope that that's okay. We could probably build a great friendship. And another thing too is I kind of want to be with somebody. I've never really been with somebody where like we've built up a friendship for like a solid amount of time before we start dating and getting into a relationship. And I think with the next person that I'm with, I want to be friends first. And there could be feelings there, like don't get me wrong, that's fine. But I really want to like build a friendship with somebody and get to know them inside and out, take it slow, take my time. And then from there on, if it blossoms, then great. If it stays a friendship, then cool. But I think that's what I kind of want within my next relationship. So to answer that question, no girl, I am not ready to date, but mental health is definitely a lot better. Next question is, why can't we leave people that we've had a child with, even if leaving would be the best for us? I'm a guy currently going through this, by the way. Also, your videos are awesome and funny. Well, I'm so happy that a man has finally chimed in when it comes to these conversations, because men's mental health and men's feelings are also very important, and never forget that. I think it's hard. For me personally, it wasn't hard, and it's because my ex, who we call Ryan on here, it's obviously not his real name, but like with Ryan and I, what happened with my daughter's father is he cheated on me, and I found out that he cheated on me like a week or so before I found out that I was pregnant. So I had already kind of gone through all of that hurt, all of that trauma, and I healed in like basically 2 weeks, because I realized that he just wasn't shit, and there was so much lies, so much manipulation, and so much just like turmoil that I knew we would never be able to make it work. It was like beating a dead horse. So I think I was lucky in that department, because had I not found out that he was cheating on me, I probably would have been with him, and then who knows what would have happened, right? So for me, I think it's a bit easier. But if I was in a situation where I had a child with somebody and I genuinely loved them, I genuinely wanted to be with them, and it just didn't work out, and you know, I saw it wasn't working out, but I loved them so much and I wanted to hold on, I would definitely probably be asking this same question. My best advice is this: just because you have a child with them does not mean that you need to stay with them. You are somebody who also deserves happiness. You deserve to be with somebody that actually pours into you as much as you pour into them. And if leaving would be the best option, you have to really ask yourself this question: is it better to raise your child in a two-parent household where both parents aren't happy and they know they would be better off separated and co-parenting? Or is it better to just leave and start the healing process, and by the time that your child is old enough, they will look back and they will see that it was the right decision? You know, when you bring kids into this world, you kind of have to take that into consideration. And it's hard to take that into consideration because we are thinking about the bigger picture. We're thinking about, but I want a family. Like, I want a family with, you know, the white picket fence. And like, I grew up in a broken household, and it was the best thing that could have happened. My mom and my dad definitely were not meant to continue. So, you know, it was for the betterment, but I always told myself, I'm not going to raise my daughter in a broken household, X, Y, and Z. Be careful what you say, because that should be happening, okay? And look what happened with me, and it sucks. Is this ideally what I wanted for her? Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I can't go back and change the past. The only thing I could do is work with what I have at the moment. And I truly believe that me and her father being separated is the best thing for me, for him, for just everything, everybody and everyone involved. And there was definitely times where people were trying to convince me to go back to him and be like, oh, well, give him a chance. You never know. He could change. And I'm so happy I didn't listen to it, because then I would have been caught up, you know? And yeah, I just really think that when you have kids, you have to think about the bigger picture in terms of them and their development and what they would want. I think that your child would want to see you and the mother both happy and both succeeding and flourishing in life than trying to make a relationship work just because y'all have a kid together. Me, I don't feel that energetic tie to my daughter's father. Like, I'm fine. Like, I do not sit up at night worried about what he's doing or anything of that sort. But I will say that with certain people, when they have a child with someone that was like their first love or they're just in love with, it's hard. And you always do think of that what if, and you do always think about, well, you know, maybe we should try to make it work. But if it's just not working, it's just not working, and you just have to let it go. I know that it's easier said than done. Listen, I absolutely understand that. But you have to think about your child and also yourself. Like, do you really want to be with somebody just because y'all have a kid together? And because you have this like energetic soul tie to them because you guys had a kid together? Or do you want to be with somebody that actually, you know, you actually make happy and makes you happy back? These are things that you have to ask yourself. The best advice would be to just bite the bullet and do it now, because by the time that your child is old enough, they're going to see that, okay, my mom and my dad had to separate because it was just for the best. Start your healing process and you can start moving forward and, you know, making room for the new and exciting things that are going to come into your life that can't come out when you're holding on to something that is just, its season has come and gone. Everybody has a season. Everyone has a termination point. Every relationship, whether it's platonic or romantic, has a expiration date, and when something reaches an expiration date, you gotta let it go. Don't answer this if it makes you uncomfortable, but when's the last time you've heard from or about Adrian? So I do have a story time of like a life update with Adrian, and it's called, like, I don't remember what I called it. I think it was like He Couldn't Stop Lying. I'll put the little screen card right here and also a little thing right here and a link down below if you're interested in watching. But basically I had explained that Adrian had apologized to me this summer that had just come and gone, and I accepted the apology because I had a lot of time to heal. You know, me and Adrian lost contact in 2018, so I've had a lot of time to heal and reflect and grow and, you know, all of that good stuff, right? So when he apologized, I truly had already forgiven him for everything that he had put me through, everything he had done to me. But I had also forgiven myself for staying with him, right? Because it's like a tiger doesn't change its stripes. So I thought I was in a healthy enough position to be friends with him, to establish a friendship, and to be like, hey, let's let bygones be bygones, the past be the past, and let's try out a friendship, you know? I also had a lot of questions for him, a lot of unanswered questions that I wouldn't say were keeping me up at night, but definitely I was like wondering about, like, hey, when this happened, you know, was I right? Or did I do this and it made this happen? Or, you know, with this girl, was this the real story or is that the real story? I had so many unanswered questions, and I thought, you know, why not? Like, who gets a chance to actually get closure from their narcissist? Nobody. Like, that doesn't happen. So I was like, I'm going to take advantage of this, and I'm going to ask him a couple things that I've just always been wanting to ask him. And we had a phone conversation. It went well. And then he had asked me if he could add me on Snapchat. I said, sure. He added me on there, and then he added me on Instagram, and everything was cool for like a couple weeks until we started flirting with each other, and it definitely was not one-sided. I will say I definitely partook in it. We both did it, and we even talked about hanging out at one point, and then one day I woke up and I was like, don't go back to what broke you. Do not go back to what broke you. If God has taken somebody out of your life for a reason, it is for a reason. Stop trying to analyze it. Stop trying to figure out why. Just take the information and go. If that person was taken out, they are not meant to come back. And why would you go back to what broke you? Like, why would you spend so many years and so much time and energy into healing and into becoming the best version of yourself to go back to somebody who not only showed you once, twice, 3, 4, but 5 times that they don't want you, 5 times they don't respect you, 5 times that they don't appreciate you? Why would I do that? You had your chance when you had me. And you have a better chance of lightning striking twice than to spin the block around over here. It's not happening. So I had to respect myself enough to walk away from a situation where I saw exactly what was going to happen. Exactly what was going to happen is we were going to hang out, we were going to meet up, I was going to fall in love all over again, and we were going to give things another try. And because we are just not meant to be together, it was going to end in turmoil and chaos again, and then I had to start the healing process all over again. Why would I want to do that? It's like watching a bad movie over and over and over again and being like, well, maybe this time it'll be better. Maybe if I watch it from this perspective, it'll be better. Like, no, girl, it's a bad movie for a reason. It's gonna end the same way every goddamn time. When he added me back on Snapchat, all of our old messages were there. So back in the day when you had Snapchat, there was no like, oh, do you want to save or unsave this message? Everything just was saved. And you could delete somebody. Like, me and Adrian had been off of social media since 4 years, you guys. Literally 4 fucking years we had not been on social media. And he added me back and all of our conversations were still there. So I think I definitely like went down memory lane a little too far. And I saw how in love we were, because even though with Adrian it ended in turmoil and chaos and he's a narcissist, whatever, like, we were in love with each other. We were absolutely head over heels in love with each other. And that's why when so many people ask me, like, how did you not see the red flags, or how did you not respect yourself enough to leave? First of all, I was so young. I was with him for the time that I was like 22 to like 20. Like, I was so young, and it was my first love. And third, because we were in love with each other. When things were good, they were really good, but the bad outweighed the good, and the good was never really real to begin with, because while he was being so good to me, he was also being good to other girls, right? And but we were very much so. I do believe that Adrian loved me. Like, I do. Like, I do believe that he loved me. I do believe that he cared for me, but I think that he loved himself more. And I think that he cared about himself more and what he wanted, and not what was best for me or good for me. I don't think he thought about me. But I do think that he definitely did love me in his own way. But there's just, there's too much history there. There's too much, not only good memories, but really bad memories. And I'm just not going to go back to somebody who had so many chances to get it right with me. And I do think that he has changed in some ways, but I also think in other ways he hasn't, because I basically found out that while he was talking to me, he was also talking to this other girl as well. And like talking about like hanging out with her and going to see her. And I just feel like if you had a chance to get back together with me and you really wanted to take it seriously, you wouldn't be doing that. So I think he's changed a little bit, but I also think that a tiger doesn't really ever truly change its stripes. He didn't go to like therapy or anything like that. I think maybe if he had gone to therapy, he might have changed a little bit more, but he didn't. And that's fine. So other than that, we both made the decision to stop talking. Well, I stopped talking to him, and then I kind of reached out like a month after I stopped talking to him, just to like tell him, like, you know, I didn't stop talking to you because of any particular reason. It's just because I think this isn't for the best. And we both just agree that it's best if we just go separate ways, you know, hold space and respect for what we once had, but like let it rest, let it die, respect the dead. And that's that. So there will be no more updates on Adrian. I've already told literally all my stories about him, and that's that. So yeah, that's the huge Adrian update. All right, so we'll do 2 more. So one of them is asking an update on Aubrey's father. Had our last court date. We were supposed to have our last court date in November, and then they kind of called us and they were like, you know, everything's been in compliance. You know, he's been doing everything that he needs to, because if you guys don't know, you didn't watch my life update. Basically, me and her father have been going to court since August because, you know, he owed me so much in child support. And what happened was the state actually took him to court. Like, I didn't really have to do anything. They were already doing it. I was given the option to either show up or not, and I was like, I'm definitely gonna be there if it's about my daughter. So we were in court in August, and you know, they basically asked him like, why aren't you paying child support, what's going on, X, Y, and Z. He gave them, you know, his reasoning, and the judge asked me what I wanted to do. She basically gave me the option to throw him in jail. I said no. I was like, I don't want to do that. I just want him to pay his child support, and that's it. I'm not asking for much. But I also said I don't trust him, because I don't. I was like, I don't trust him. I don't trust that when we leave this courtroom that he's going to follow through. He's infamous for getting jobs. And guys, I said this in front of him and in front of, because when you're in child support court, it's all the cases. So they'll have like 20 cases in one day, and you know where like the jury normally sits, that's where all the cases are sitting, and you have this like this judge here and this other judge here and like the constable here and this police officer over here, and you're just standing in front of everybody talking about your case. Like, there's no privacy really. So I said, you know, he's infamous for getting jobs and then leaving them, or going to a job where he gets paid under the table, and so I just don't trust him. And I told myself going in there, I was like, I'm going to advocate for myself because I'm so sick of having to do this and come here because he doesn't want to be a man and do what he has to do as a fucking father. And so she said, no, like, I agree. And she's like, well, here's your option. I can either throw him in jail, or we could do a motion for continuous, which means that we continue a court date once a month for the next 4 months. You come here. If he's complying, great. You guys check in, you leave. If he's not complying, we'll go from there. And I decided to do that. So we had about 4 court dates. At one of the court dates, he pulled me to the side and apologized and asked if he can give me his number, and basically left the ball in my court. And so I texted him. We were talking for a bit. He has the gift of gab, and I'm very seasoned when it comes to people who say one thing and do another. So I didn't fall for any of it, obviously. He said all these things about how he's changed and he wants to do this and that. He wants to be in Aubrey's life again, and I basically just told him, like, okay, but like, this is on you. Like, I'm not going to be chasing you. I'm not setting up any play dates. I'm not setting up anything. If you want to be in her life, you can be the one that takes the action. I spent so many years being the person to do everything. No, I'm good. Get somebody else to do it because it's not going to be me. So I basically told him, like, okay, well, talk about it, be about it. And he hasn't done anything. Like, texted me like one time asking to see her, and this was like a week after he had apologized, and I was like, I'm not ready yet. My uncle had just passed away. Aubrey had just like gotten a new teacher in one of her programs. Like, she was going through a lot. There was a lot of change, a lot of new things going on, and I thought if I had brought him into her life at that time, it would just be like overload. And so I said, can we just wait a couple months? And he said yes. And then after that, he never asked again. Yeah, since then, I mean, he hasn't really said anything, and he hasn't made an effort. He hasn't, like, he reached out during Christmas and was like, Merry Christmas, whatever, but like, he didn't ask me like if she needed anything, wanted anything, nothing like that. He has been paying child support consistently, I will say that, and that's been going well, but he hasn't seen her, hasn't reached out, hasn't asked, and that's basically the only update. So I don't know, I'm not spending my time worried about it. You know, I sleep well at night knowing that my daughter is well provided for and that I do everything I can to make sure she has a good life, and I do what I do with what I have. I do what I can with what I have, and I'm only in control of my actions. I'm not in control of another human being's actions. So, you know, if he wants to step up, wonderful. If not, then we're just gonna keep going and rocking like we have the past 9 years without him. And it is what it is, you know. I am not spending my time anymore worried about what other people are going to do, anticipating what other people are going to do. I can only control what I do in the present moment, and that's all I'm worried about and concerned about. So there really is no huge like big update. That's basically it. And the last question is, which I have way more questions, girl, we're gonna have to do a part 2 because y'all already know I talk a lot and this is like over an hour. I know you guys want a part 2, let me know. So last question is, are you okay with your current body, or would you like to change something about it? So I'm assuming that they mean like cosmetic wise, and I definitely see a nose job in my future, and the reason being is because this is not what my nose is supposed to look like, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and put a picture here of when I was a kid. My nose was so cute. I had a little like just small like button nose. It was straight, and the thing is that I love the length of my nose and I like how my nose looks, but it's crooked. Like, this is not how my nose is supposed to freaking look, and it's like off center. So I want to get it fixed. Like, I just want it to be straightened. That's it. That's all I want. I don't want you to take nothing off of here, nothing over here. I just want my nose to look like it did when I was a kid. If you guys don't know, I fell off of a swing when I was younger. Me and the neighborhood boys, all I hung out with was boys when I was younger. I didn't have no girlfriends until like 3rd grade. So me and my neighborhood friends and my brothers were all at the park, and they were basically like on the swing, and they were doing flips off of the swing. And so me being me, I was like, ooh, I could go do that. I could be one of the boys. So I went and I did a flip. And it was good, but it didn't catch anybody's attention. So I had to go back and I had to flip again so everybody could see, Except this time, girl, when I went to go flip off a swing, I fucking fell flat on my goddamn face. And I don't know if they have these under swings now, but they used to have a little like black square that was used for when you were like trying to stop yourself on the swing from going so high. You would like rub your feet up against it. And that's what I fell on top of. And my nose just like never was the same after that. When I grew up, my face got bigger and my nose just kind of like shifted this way, so that is why my nose looks the way that it does. And like, I'm a pretty confident person. I mean, I have my days where I definitely am insecure and I'm just like anybody else, you know, but like I want my nose to look the way it's supposed to look. This is not how my nose is supposed to look. No, like I would never get a BBL. I love my body. I have a J-Lo butt. Why would I need to get a BBL? My stomach, is it flat? No, but I could work on it. And I don't know, I like my body. I'm personally really satisfied with it. I've definitely gained weight, but like I'm loving every inch of it. Whatever. I can lose it if I need to. Right? So other than that, no, but I will be getting a nose job. I have my surgeon picked out. He's in New York. He's like one of the best nose surgeons in New York. But girl, I have other goals that I want to accomplish that are going to cost money. So I'm going to have to wait for that. But it will be in my near future. That is going to be it for today's Q&A. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, getting ready with me, and talking with me and getting to know me a little bit more. I always love doing these yearly Q&As because we can, you know, open up on a whole new level. And I feel like you guys really get to know me outside of like the story time Dakota. It's like real life Dakota, what I'm currently doing right now. And I don't know, I just love getting ready and talking to y'all. I do it on Instagram all the time, and I woke up today and I was like, why not do it on YouTube and do a fucking Q&A? Like, it's literally the same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and pick out my post notification shout out for the day. So post notification shout out goes to Kiana S. She said that she always watches my videos and she said that she always has my post notifications turned on. So thank you so much to Kiana. I really truly appreciate you for always supporting and watching my videos, commenting, taking time out of your day to hang out with me, and also for having those post notifications turned on and being subscribed. 30% of people who watch my channel aren't subscribed. Please subscribe, you guys. It is free. And also, if you turn your post notifications on, you'll get a notification on your phone every single time I post, so you'll never miss a video. So many people are like, oh my god, I haven't even seen that you've been posting. I have so much to catch up on. And then it's like, I'm 5 videos gone and you guys don't even know what's happening. You have to catch up on so many. Just turn your post notifications on. You literally just click the bell icon. That's it. And then you click all. So all my videos, or you can personalize it if you only want my videos every couple of months or every couple of weeks. Like, I don't know, maybe you get sick of hearing my voice. I get sick of hearing my voice. Everyone gets sick of hearing their own voice after a while. So I understand. But please subscribe and please have your post notifications turned on. It would mean the absolute world to me. And then what happens is if you comment on my video and I like your comment and I want to, you know, I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I want to post it or talk about it, I will. But you have to have those post notifications turned on. So thank you so much, Kiana. While we are at it, please do not forget to subscribe to my personal development podcast. It's called Sis Let's Heal. Available on Apple, Spotify, Google, every single platform. Link is always in my bio. I have an Amazon storefront now, y'all. So if you want to know where I get my lashes from, my skincare, my ring light that I'm always talking about. This one right here. Look at that. And then you clip it on your phone and all your selfies look fire. On my Amazon storefront, so all you have to do is click the link in my description. It will say my Amazon storefront link. It will lead you directly to it, and I have everything organized and categorized for you guys. I'm just excited that I got accepted into the program, and if you guys just want to support me a little bit more, you can support me while buying things that you already would buy from Amazon. Your girl will make a small commission. So once again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. See, look how much better that looks. I should have had this here the whole time. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching me and supporting me and just loving me. I'm definitely going to be a lot more consistent on here. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to be about it. Y'all just have to see. And by the time you guys see this video, until next time, stay safe, wear condoms, don't let anybody's dusty ass son get you in your feelings. Do something for yourself today to fill your soul and to fill your needs. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Baby, I wonder, would you just put your sweats on for me? Yeah. I got the plug, I made the call for me.